Wild boars are invasive species found all over the world. They often live in forests and various wild areas. Until now, they have invaded all farms, especially Canada. So why are they so strongly invasive on farms? Watch this whole entire video with Mouse Farm to find out why. Wild boars, being omnivores, are able to find food in a variety of environments when the food source in the forest where they live is gradually depleted. The wild boars will move to other areas to meet their nutritional demands. In those areas, agricultural farms become ideal destinations, providing diverse food sources, including crops and agricultural products. Wild boars are capable of consuming most crops, such as corn, wheat, potatoes, and all kinds of fruits. However, they are better suited to eating corn and wheat, which are their best food sources. Hiding and consuming directly from corn and wheat fields is a big challenge for farmers. In fact, the damage that wild boars cause can be a huge number for the agricultural industry and the local farmers. An estimate of hundreds of thousands of dollars per year can be no small amount for particular areas. The fields where wild boars land can be severely damaged, leading to large losses in yields and farmers' income. The wild boars, with their ability to travel long distances and incredible speeds of up to 31 miles per hour, pose a significant challenge to farmers and ranchers in areas near forests or their natural habitat. The wild boar's ability to travel long distances is a factor that makes it easy for them to penetrate farm areas, where they search for food, new places to live. This can cause serious problems for farmers and agri-businesses, especially when wild boars move in herds. Wild boars herds can cause quick and severe damage to farms. The wild boar herds can also compromise fence systems and damage farm infrastructure. Farm protection against wild boars intrusion in Canada is facing significant challenges, with many farms not having effective protection measures in place to prevent the entry of these animals. Even the lack of solid fences Some farms are not equipped with solid protection measures, such as strong and high fences to prevent wild boars intrusion. Fences that are not strong enough can be large holes, creating favorable conditions for wild boars to enter and causing significant consequences for farmers. The rapid reproduction rate of feral pigs is one of the main reasons why they invade Canadian farms, causing major challenges in managing and protecting food sources. Female wild boars are capable of giving birth to 2 litters per year. Each litter can give birth to 4 to 12 cubs, leading to a rapid increase in the number of wild boars and their need for food. When the number of wild pigs exceeds acceptable levels, they are forced to look for new food sources, and farms are an easy and stable place to find. Moving in herds, they can cause great damage in just a short time. This encroachment not only affects agriculture, but also threatens the biodiversity and the ecological balance in the areas where they operate. To deal with wild boars infestations and protect farms, a number of effective and careful measures have been put in place. Building a sturdy fence is a basic but extremely effective measure to prevent wild boars from entering the farm. The fence should be constructed from sturdy material, at least 3.5 feet high, and buried at least 1 foot deep into the ground. Most importantly, the fence should be inspected regularly to ensure there are no holes or damage. Traps are an effective way to catch wild boars, especially single pigs. There are many different types of traps, such as tunnel traps, spike traps, and wire traps. Place traps in favorable locations near food or water sources to increase the attraction. Hunting is an effective measure to reduce the number of wild boars in the area. However, this is also a measure that needs to be done safely and responsibly to avoid endangering humans and other animals. Consumption of wild boar meat is becoming a measure that can contribute to minimizing the damage caused by invasive wild boars. Wild boar's meat not only brings high nutritional value, but is also popular with many people. Popularizing wild boar meat will help reducing pressure on the need to hunt and use traps to control wild boars' numbers, while also opening a new income opportunities for communities. However, it should be noted that the process of wild boars meat exploitation needs to be managed sustainably to avoid overfishing and impact on wild boars populations. Establishing principles and standards for environmental protection is also important to ensure the wild boar's meat consumption does not harm the natural environment. Wild boar meat can carry pathogens, so processing and preservation needs to be done properly to avoid the risk of food poisoning. In addition, to avoid depletion of natural resources, wild boar's meat consumption also needs to be strictly controlled. Do you know any other reasons? Please share with us now in the comments section. For now, let's continue watching the rest of the video.
Wild pigs are invasive animals that cause extensive damage to agriculture and property, and certain about the end of the wild boar world, and controlling them has become a significant challenge. Everywhere, wild boars are creating a state of emergency. They roam the streets of California, causing chaos in neighborhoods and posing a risk to retirement communities. Police are trying to drive away the wild boars, but the problem is not only in the US but has spread to many countries around the world. In Poland, Israel, Rome, and Puerto Rico, wild boars have become such a serious problem that warnings to beware of wild boars on signs are no longer enough to protect the population from their encroachment. In Hong Kong, a dynamic urban town, wild boars have dominated the streets, and the police have faced their brutality. The sightings put a glaring spotlight on the animal's invasive situation, but the problem is much worse in California, where feral swine have become a real nightmare. In Hong Kong, wild boars attacked police and caused temporary chaos in the urban area. While this scene is inconvenient and disturbing, it is not to the extent of causing major damage to agriculture and infrastructure, like in California. Hong Kong police have had to apply special measures to deal with the dominance of wild boars on the streets. A California farmer and his crew are facing a wild boar invasion. This invasion has made the front page of California monthly magazines, and it is causing hundreds of millions of dollars in damage each year. The cause of this situation is the remarkable increase in the number of wild pigs and their adaptation to the agricultural environment. To control feral boar infestations, many methods have been tested. One of the popular methods is to catch pigs using traps. But there are not enough traps and money to pay, so it is unknown when we will be able to drastically reduce the wild boar population and put them on the extinction list. Therefore, some California farmers have found a way to catch pigs from the sky. This is done through the use of helicopters to find and capture pigs. Ryan Ashcraft is the operator of Ashcraft Aviation, a helicopter hog hunt. He said hunting pigs from the sky is the most effective method to control feral pigs. Ryan and his girlfriend Morgan often ride helicopters to kill wild boars. They killed tens of thousands of pigs during their careers and became a source of salvation for many local farmers who came to help when they saw wild boars ravaging their property. Wild boars have the potential to harm humans, especially when they feel threatened. However, there is more than one way to control feral pigs. Bubba Ortiz, a California farmer, has been catching feral hogs for more than 30 years and has developed very effective feral hog trapping methods. Ortiz can trap hundreds of pigs each week, helping to control their numbers and protect pastures and crops. Although wild boars are capable of carrying diseases, this does not prevent Californians from grilling wild boar meat and using it in their daily menu. However, Ryan Ashcraft and Morgan warn that people should not sympathize with these feral pigs, as controlling them is a way to help farmers and landowners protect their properties and maintain agricultural infrastructure. The feral swine problem is becoming a significant challenge for farmers in California and many other parts of the world. The worrying increase in the number of wild boars and the destruction they cause require strong intervention to control the situation. Measures such as catching pigs from the sky and trapping pigs on the ground have been applied to deal with this problem. But controlling wild boars is still a difficult task and requires continuous efforts on the part of the industry. Farmers and those who resist their intrusion, do you have a better way to handle it? Please let us know in the comments below. Thank you, and let's continue watching the video.
This herd of wild boars is preparing to attack the cow farm at night. These ranchers are prepared to protect the cows. They move very gently and gradually. They move towards the herd of cows. This wild boar herd is so large, ranchers and hunters have used electro-optical devices to assist in hunting to be able to clearly see each wild boar. Each time, the hunter will kill one wild boar. According to statistics from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the number of wild boars hunted at night accounts for about 70% of the total number of wild boars hunted each year. Wild boars often travel in herds, destroying crops and stealing food. To prevent wild boar attacks, American farmers often use hunting methods at night. Wild boars often move in herds at night, making it easy for farmers to kill many pigs at the same time. Wild boars are often less alert at night, making it easier for farmers to approach and shoot them. During the day, they will spend most of their time resting and eating light food in the fields. You can see, the wild boars are running in the field. Hunters around this area gathered with hunting dogs to catch them. They let the hunting dogs search for wild boars, and then each hunter would stand in a different area to make sure no wild boars escape. One by one, they were brought down by the great hunting skills of the hunters. These are some of the farm areas that are attacked by wild boars in the herds. Now, we will come to a state that is heavily affected by wild boar attacks. In Texas, one of the states most heavily impacted by feral pigs, the economic and infrastructure consequences are very worrying. In 2022, feral pigs damaged more than 600,000 acres of crops, causing significant economic loss to farmers and agricultural workers. Crops such as rice, corn, and vegetables are often favorite targets of wild boars. The consequences of this sabotage go beyond loss of harvest and create significant financial pressure on farmers, causing instability in the agricultural sector. In addition, the wild boars have also caused damage to the infrastructure. They often dig in the ground to find food, damaging roads and bridges. Traffic systems and transportation infrastructure became susceptible to breakdowns and require large repair costs. This isn't just an issue of money, but also affects traffic safety and accessibility for the community. Wild boars not only cause economic and infrastructure damage, but also threaten the environment and human health. They are omnivorous and have a habit of destroying plants. This environmental destruction not only causes losses in agricultural productivity, but also reduces the sustainability of the ecological system. Wild boars have the ability to dig in the ground to find food, and this behavior can destroy natural ecosystems, change soil structure, and pollute the environment. This consequence can last a long time and affect the balance of the natural environment, causing long-term impacts on the ecosystem. Regarding health, wild boars carry many dangerous diseases that can infect humans and livestock. Some diseases caused by wild boars include African swine fever, foot and mouth disease, brucellosis, leptospirosis, and salmonellosis. This disease transmission possesses a public health risk and requires strict prevention and control measures. Faced with harmful wild boars, American farmers have applied a number of measures to control them. Trapping and hunting are two traditional methods used to reduce wild boar numbers in the wild. In addition, enhancing farm security by building fences, using headlights, and hunting dogs is a way to prevent wild boars from entering. Surveillance systems using drones and GPS tracking devices have proven its effectiveness in tracking and locating wild boars. This gives researchers and control agencies the opportunity to identify the presence of wild boars earlier, thereby providing timely control measures. By combining technology and data, they can focus on areas with the highest wild boar densities and deploy control effectively. In addition to using technology, a rather unique natural solution is to grow plants with unpleasant flavors, such as chili peppers, lemongrass, and mint. Wild boars often stay away from these strongly flavored crops, so growing them can help protect important crops and farmers' food sources from encroaching animals. This is not only an effective way, but also a natural solution that does not harm the environment. Propagating and educating the community about the harmful effects of wild boars also plays an important role in the fight against this animal. Education programs can create awareness of the natural wild boar situation and motivate people to participate in control. It can also provide information on how to take safe and effective measures to protect food sources and habitats. In the fight against wild boars, collaboration is most important. Farmers, authorities, researchers, and communities all need to work closely together to ensure that control measures are deployed effectively. Together, we can protect the environment, economy, and people's health from invasive wild boars and keep it sustainable into the future. Feral swine are a serious threat to the economy and human health in the United States. The consequences of this invasion are very worrying and require the cooperation of all to deal with it.
So since these solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of colonies of some invasive species, do you believe in any other better solution? If so, please don't forget to share your comments and opinions down below. Plus, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to support our channel with our upcoming videos. And lastly, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so that they can watch it and enjoy it as well.